I want to do a video layout tour of my layout, but there's something standing in my way. If you want to see what that is, join me in this video. We'll be right back. Hey guys and gals, welcome back to another Vinny Vid Productions video. Like I mentioned at the beginning of this video, I would like to do a layout tour because I have acquired quite a few new subscribers, and they have absolutely no idea of what my layout is all about. But in order to do this layout tour, it's going to force me to do a lot of stuff on this layout to complete some scenes and so on and so forth. So with that being said, we're going to start this video series with a massive cleanup on the lower deck in room 2. So with that being said, let's get on with this video. Alright guys, as I said at the beginning of this video, I want to do a layout tour, but I cannot do a layout tour with my layout looking the way it does. As you can see, there's stuff that's scattered all over the place in here, including up here on this right there, and up on the second level right there. And so we'll follow this around, and I'm going to show you what I have to do in order to do a layout update. This area is probably the cleanest area on the lower deck as it goes right now. But once we start getting over to this area, I just did a video on the scenery back there, is a total disaster, as well as the upper level is a disaster also. And if we move on around here a little bit more, you can see that this area is not looking very good either. So before I can do a layout update, I will have to clean all of this up, put everything away that needs to get put away, and then I can do a layout tour. So with that being said, I know this is not going to happen in a few minutes, so I will bring you back when everything is cleaned up and ready to do a layout tour. Bye for now. Alright guys, we're going to start cleaning this up by starting in this area right here, and then we'll move on to the area behind it because I can get that cleaned up pretty quick. Anyhow, I am going to do this at time lapse. I don't know, it'll probably be 20 times speed, 30 times speed, whatever, because I intend to do the entire cleanup on this video. So with that being said, let's get going. This Vinny Vid production brought to you by Yankee Dabbler. For all your model railroad needs, check out Yankee Dabbler. Don't forget, 7% discount with BNSF 6951. And by Highways and Byways, awesome street graphics for your roads and streets on your model railroad layout. If you guys are looking for sophisticated model railroad electronics, Logic Rail Technologies has what you need. For a 5% discount on certain items, use code BNSF 6951. Alright guys, now it's time for the next step on your layout. Trees. I have been dealing with Bob for 7 years now, and he does excellent work on his trees. So if you need some trees on your layout, check out Long Shadow's Trees. Tell him the Cuz sent you. guys, in one of my previous videos I said that I was going to put my salvage yard on that part of the table there, but I'm thinking that I might just put it right here. I think it'll give a better appearance if it's right here in the front. So I'm going to go ahead and put some buildings in that place. It'll help me clean up the other side of this area. So stay tuned, we'll be right back. Alright guys, as you can see, I got it pretty well cleaned up right here and all the way down to there. And as you can see, the scenery in this area looks pretty good. And I'm going to continue the scenery that you see here on the same basic level of completion all the way around into this area and also into this area. So this whole entire area will be cohesive with each other. Sorry for going so fast. And also we will be doing this over here. I wanted to do this all in one video, but this cleanup is going to require more than one video to do. So I am going to explain to you some of the stuff that's going on here. Jack had asked me in one of my videos when I was doing my ethanol plant where I was going to store some cars. So this, as you guys know, I have been calling my Glendale overflow yard. It's got 3 entrances. It's got one here, and it's got one here, and it's got one here. So I decided to split this yard up into 3 sections. The first entrance here will be for the ethanol plant with tankers and hoppers. The second track, or the second entrance, will be in here for the general freight that's going to be going to North Phoenix. And finally, the third entrance will be for my lumber facilities. Now, with all that being said, we are going to go ahead and do some more stuff in this area right here. Now, I told you I was going to be putting the salvage yard here, and I need a track to get in there to bring some gondolas in. So what I am doing is adding this track here to bring me into the salvage yard, and I'm adding another turnout here for the plastics company. Now, because this track from this turnout to the end is so short, what I have to do is actually have my locomotives come in on this track here, which is the center track. And because there's a joint right here, I'm going to put a switch to turn the power off to this part of the track. So I can park this locomotive here, and this guy will come out like that, come back in here like this, and then go into the salvage yard to pick up whatever he needs to pick up. Now there'll be enough room on this track for a locomotive and at least 2 gondolas. So that's what I have planned for this area. But we're going to go to the other side now, and I'm going to start doing some more scenery in this area right here to make it more like this area here. Now this area right here, I am thinking of putting another little small industry here. I don't know yet. Anyhow, stay tuned and we'll be back shortly. Alright guys, we're going to start doing some more work in this area right here. And when I refer to work, I am talking about doing some scenery and getting this area to look as good as the lumber facilities do, and make it all continue one flow from one area to the next. Anyhow, what I'm going to be using here is fine ballast, which is a Woodland Scenics product. And then I'm going to be using my own earth from here in Arizona. And then finally, this is a Scenics Express fine ballast. It's like a dark gray and a light gray mix. So, that being said, let me show you what else we're going to be using. Of course, we're going to have our water with the detergent and so on and so forth. And then we're going to put a lot of static grass in this area. So we got different colors, different shades, starting from this brownish color to a medium green to a light green, and then we have yellow grass that we're going to be using, and then a darker grass, and then finally we're going to be using some of this yellow straw. So anyhow, with all that being said, let me get the camera set up and we'll start. Alright guys, we're going to start with the road, and it's going to be a gravel road coming off of the main road right here, and it's just basically going to feed the little industry that's back there and that little restaurant that's right there. And we're going to go on further down, and it's going to come along the front of the building here and end right here. And then there'll be scenery in the back, there'll be scenery here, so on and so forth. So with all that being said, let's get going. Alright guys, I'm going to go ahead and wet the area that I want to do right now, just so my material will stick before I actually add water to the material. These all have been mixed with the Ballast Magic, and so we're ready to rock and roll. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and wet this up a little bit, just so it sticks down. And yes, it is alcohol and soap and all of that stuff. But anyhow, we'll go ahead and start doing this. And again, I'm just using my spoon method. And I'll redo the scenery later on. We'll cover up the stripe that's there. Get right up next to the road. There you go. Perfect. Perfecto. This will add a little bit of contrast to the greens and yellows that I'm going to use, which will make it stand out a little bit further. And that's what I like. So eventually I'll take the tape off where it goes across the track and I'll fill it in with this. But for now, we're just going to do it this way, just to see how it's going to come to life. And again, like I said, I'll just fill in the scenery around the road after that's done, because I want to make it the same width as we go down. Anyhow, we're going to go ahead and continue this, and we'll see how it looks. Now I'm going to take these buildings off, but I'm going to leave the foundations there. So let's continue on with this. And I'm putting on a very, very light coat. I don't want it to stand above the track. Alright, then we're going to come in here. Alright guys, now I'm going to put down the ground cover, which is Arizona dirt, and I am going to define the road a little bit better. So we'll start with that, and again, this has been mixed with the Ballast Magic. Excuse me. And so we're just going to kind of give it a line. It don't have to be perfect, because I don't think there's a gravel road that's actually perfect in this world. But just to give it a little bit more definition. Alright guys, so that is the first basic coat of ground cover that's going to be going in this area. Let me move these guys out of the way. And as you can see, there's already scenery here on the outside that I've done quite a long time ago. But as you can see right now, is we have all the gravel road going into the industries that are there. So stay tuned and we will be back with more in a little bit. Alright guys, let me show you what I've got done so far in this area. This is considered either North Phoenix or Glendale area, and so this is a lot of switching going on in this area. It's like 6 industries that can be switched out in here. But anyhow, as you can see, I've already got the gravel road in there, all the way up to there. And the next step for me to do is to start adding some static grass. So what I'm going to be using is Woodland Scenics. This is 2mm, and it says straw, but I'm just going to use it as grass. I mean, this is a desert, and I'm going to be using some of this 4mm light green, and then I'm going to throw in a little bit of this brownish ugly color. Alright, so with that being said, let me get set up for that, and I'll bring you back. Stay tuned. Alright guys, we're going to start the process of putting down some static grass, and what I'll be using is this WWS applicator, and this was a gift from Roy Hardwick a couple of years ago. So we're going to start with one of the colors. I don't know which one, if it's actually going to make a difference, but we'll start with this medium green, as you can see right here. And we're just going to load the hopper up with that, and then we'll go ahead and apply some of this static grass. Now this is 4mm. Now 4mm in N scale is quite tall. I'm kind of squishing it up a little bit. Alright, and I'll take a handful of this. This static grass goes really fast, so put as much as you can the first time around. All right. Alright guys, it's time for the second color, which is the yellow I showed you guys earlier. So we just go ahead and just go right over what we already did. Glue is still wet, so pretty good. And this comes out really quick, so. Alright. And then let me get you guys around to the other side, which you might not be able to see. Well, you can get a shot right there. Alright, we'll bring you back. Looks like my battery's going down. Alright guys, this is as far as I got as I getting ready to go to the hospital. Today is Thursday the 20th, and I am as far as I can go on this part of the layout. I cannot finish any more in the time allowed to me, so I just wanted to get an idea of what it looks like. As you can see, I got the gravel road done, I got some ground cover in there, I got some foliage in there, I also got some cactus. Also the track has been ballasted. As you can see, everything is looking really, really good. And if I scoot up to the other side over there, you'll see that it got all messed up again. That's just stuff that I used on this project. Anyhow, with all that being said, As always, your questions, comments, inputs, subs, shares, and likes are always welcome. For now, that's all, folks. PNSF 6951 out.